The 𝕤𝕖𝕥𝕠𝕣 transcontinental race. In this race, our horses travel an average of 50 to 70 kilometers each day. This is the maximum distance we should travel to keep stamina loss and risk of unforeseen accidents to a minimum. We ignore anyone going faster than this pace, because that racer will either wind up retiring from the race or even dying. When we were crossing the Arizona desert, we discovered that after 11 in the morning, the temperature would rise up to 50 degrees Celsius. Whenever we found a sufficient amount of shade underneath a tree or underneath a ridge, we would spread out our insect-repelling mats and just go to sleep. Our horses slept standing up. Once the sun started to set, we would start moving again. If there was enough moonlight, we would travel during the night. If it was too dark, we would immediately set up camp in order to avoid the risk of our horses coming into contact with poisonous plants or tripping over rocks. Our horses could go about 4 days without drinking water. But even while we were camping during the night, we were busy. It was necessary to brush our horses' hair thoroughly for a few hours. Not only does it serve to massage their muscles, but it also helps to ward off insects and keep the horses clean and disease-free. While traveling, if our line of vision grew narrower, or if there were wooden crosses littering our path, it was a cause for concern. In the past, bandits would attack travelers along the road. Chances were that the places we were in was one of those places, the kind of geography that allows for surprise attacks. To go the longer route, even if there might not be any enemies. Or to prepare ourselves for battle and push through, those were our only options. But during the race, what really requires concentration and stamina is the process of crossing a river, be it big or small. Once you're in the water, you're vulnerable from all angles, not to mention that there are flies and mosquitoes all around you. Also, if your horse gets bitten by a viper that's swimming in the river, you're basically done for. I wonder how many rivers we've crossed during the span of our journey so far, and how many more rivers we'll cross. The Italian coffee that Gyro makes is a special treat, especially during a journey like this. It's as black and thick as tar, and you mix it with the same amount of sugar as the amount of coffee before you drink. Once I drink 2 shots of this, all of my fatigue instantly goes away and I'm suddenly filled with a surprising amount of energy. It smells incredibly delicious, and it makes me optimistic and enthusiastic about our journey ahead. The coffee really is a godsend. Gyro sometimes gives some of it to our horses to drink, after he's cooled it down a bit. At any rate, this race requires you to read the land and the climate. It also forces you to pay attention to you and your horse's mental and physical strength as you keep going on. If you don't conserve your energy, you will lose. After we crossed 45 degrees north latitude, we only traveled when the snow and the wind were blowing behind us or hitting us from the side. If the wind was hitting us from the front, even slightly, we would find a cottage or dig a hole where we could rest until the wind changed. Even for 2 or 3 days we waited patiently. Impatience would have led us to ruin. The pressure is intense. And like this, things pass. And when we finally force to our limits, that's when we finally start seeing the stage's goal.